kind of between two buildings as well.
We have 5 online, 6 here, 7 including you. Okay, so let's start. Okay, because I know that we said it was 2 to 2:45, so we'll try and keep it within that. And this is a high-level version. We've been doing a lot of these lately for schools and school districts, and so we have these different versions, and we're just trying to calibrate. My name is Elliot Soloway. I'm a co-director of the Center for Digital Curricula at the University of Michigan. We're based in the College of Engineering. There's a lot of technology that we're doing here. We are good friends with the School of Ed. That's just good. And our mission is to create digital curricula whole year and give it away free. And that's what we've been doing, and that's what you're going to see. Our philosophy is learning at school and learning at home needs to be seamless. And given the current situation, that makes a lot of sense, because you might be starting in school. You might tell us if are you going to be together and then you're going to be remote. And we're working with a remote-only school, and we're working with schools that are face-to-face, but they know that something's going to happen. These are crazy times. So let me now introduce my colleagues, and then we'll introduce you, Lance. Ann.
Hi, I'm Ann Tapp. I'm a professor of teacher education at Saginaw Valley State University, and I taught in Davison, Michigan for 10 years at the elementary level. So it's so nice to see your faces. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. I first learned about roadmaps when I attended a Zoom webinar I learned about on Facebook. I saw Elliot Soloway's name, and he had been a researcher I have followed and heard speaking as a keynote in several conferences. And I knew it must be quality, and I was blown away by Elliot and his team and the platform and the curricula. So much so that I utilized it in my spring class, which was technology for early learners. And let me tell you, my teachers were just amazed. They were my students who are teachers. I call them my teachers. They were just amazed, and they worked with this amazing team. They received full support as they developed their own roadmaps, and they are now using them in their schools and just love them. So this is a wonderful opportunity for us all.
Thank you, Ann. Nicole.
Hello, my name is Nicole Andries. I teach K2 computer science and 3-5 STEM at Kent City Elementary as a specials teacher. So I used to see about 600 kids face-to-face a week. My teacher partner and I were piloting the Roadmaps platform for science and STEM with MLPBL from MSU during the school year. And then when COVID hit, we decided, let's teach our K2 students how to use it too. And we had our music teacher, our gym teacher, and our art teacher collaborate with a roadmap. And we sent one roadmap with all 5 of our curriculums to all 600 students. And it worked seamlessly. So I can't wait to share this opportunity with you.
Thank you, Nicole. Wendy.
Hi, my name is Wendy Skinner. I'm a 2nd grade teacher down in Niles, Michigan. Really excited to join you today, because this curriculum, this platform, these people are just so amazing and helped me so much when we had the whole Friday the 13th boom, full moon and everything went happening. I came to one of their webinars on a Thursday. I did a make and take on the Friday, and I rolled this out for my kids on the following Monday. I had 100% participation, which we all know, it was phenomenal. 100% participation with my children. They were motivated. My parents loved it. They had other platforms going on in the house, but they really liked and enjoyed Roadmap so much that they told my superintendent, which was nice. And I can't wait to share with you. So thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Yeah, we had a lot of parents like this because everything is in one place, and it makes it a lot easier on their lives. Monique.
Oh, had to turn on my camera.
Oh, there you are.
Hello. I am Monique Kuhlman. I'm from Haas Elementary in Genesee. I teach third grade, but I've taught multiple grade levels. I started getting involved with MSU Create for STEM, working with them, and then learned about roadmaps. And from there, just kept adding things to it and kept playing around with it. And I absolutely love it and feel like it's really changed me as a teacher and my students that I have. So
Thank you, Monique. Liat.
You have to turn my camera on too. Hi everybody, my name is Liat Kopel. I'm originally a special education teacher from Israel, and my role here is more to support teachers as they're using the platform in their classrooms or via Zoom, as it's going to be now, or when whatever capacity you're going to choose to use it. And I can't wait to show you how you can really customize it and make it your own and meet each and every one of your students' needs. It's amazing.
Thank you, Liat. Lance, back to you and your folks. There we go. Yep.
Lance,
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted. Let's see if I can-
I'm still muted, sorry.
There you go.
Our computer screen went out a minute ago here, so
Of
just
course.
showing you around the room. If you guys want to just shout out your name, do a little wave. I don't know who's with us online at the moment. So Claire Alba is with us. Marnie.
Brian, I teach third grade.
Matthews, I'm in the tech department.
Matthews, our tech guy in the back. That's Susan. She's a title teacher here. And Melissa does PBIS coaching, the positive supports, behavior supports between buildings. So, and again, I did not click to see who has joined us since we jumped in online. So maybe if staff is online, if they just want to turn on their camera quick and say hi.
Lauren?
Hi, kindergarten teacher, Lauren Bostic. Hello.
They're special teachers. My wife's a kindergarten teacher. I don't know how the hell you do it. They're running around. Whoa. Betsy.
Betsy Nasco, fourth grade.
Fourth grade. Thank you. Missy.
I'm Missy McCain, fourth grade.
Fourth grade. Brenda.
Brenda Morgan, and I teach fifth grade.
Fifth grade. Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Lindsay. I teach fifth grade as well.
Okay, we have materials for you all, kindergarten to 5. Let's see, Monique, do you want to share your screen and begin? Or should I? Because I'll show the, yes, why don't I do that then? Because then you'll show your schedule. What I'd like to do, let's see, how can I make this a little bigger? I'll make it a little bigger here. Okay. What I'd like to show you folks is some examples of roadmaps, which is the digital way we represent curricula, and show you different kinds of roadmaps. Some that students create, some that we've created. First, I want to, and I'll show you how they operate. These are nodes, bubbles, nodes. They have different shapes, different sizes, different colors. You click on a node, and there's some instructions usually, and then you click launch. And now you're taken to our website, the Center for Digital Curricula. I will send you out some URLs after this, Lance. I can send out some URLs if you give me their emails. I'll send them to you and you can send them out, no problem. What I want you to see, I won't go too fast because you get seasick, is the fact that the roadmaps support a range of pedagogies. In this picture up here at the top, each child has a Chromebook and they have a roadmap on their screen, and they can have different roadmaps because they're going at a different pace. Some are working collaboratively. You can see in the back there a couple of kids working together. But on the bottom, there's more station-centric. Some of the kids have them. Some of they're not. All the kids don't have Chromebooks. And then on the right, that's a more teacher-led one. So the point is, you can use roadmaps to support your different pedagogies. And I urge you to come to this this tab and see the different schools and see the different ways they were used in those schools. And now I'm going to go back to my roadmap, and the way you do is you go up to the tabs. I'll close the one I was just on, and now I'm back to my roadmap. And here's an interesting one. I clicked on the roadmap, and now I'm going to click Launch, and I'm going to show you a full year of social studies curricula for grade 3. We have grade 3, grade 4, grade 5. We have Giants and MC3 Mesa, and so geography. These are the 4 themes, and you could. This is a whole year in one. Now you wouldn't send this necessarily to the children, but you have it. You download it. You launch it, and now you're going to get the themes. I clicked on geography. These are all the geography themes, right? And here is one. Now you're probably going to get, this is the roadmap that the students will then enact. And they have vegetation, climate. It's a pretty big one. It's got a lot of different apps, Writer, PDF Pal. We're going to go through some of these to show you that and Google Slides. You're familiar with probably Google Slides. And we'll go through some of this. But this is a roadmap that the students would enact. But in one roadmap, you got it all. And we have math, Engage New York Math. We have NGSS Science, everything in one. And that's why folks call it the one-stop shop. Now I'm going to bring in Wendy, and this is sort of describing her class. And I want to, again, another kind of roadmap. I clicked on a node. I launched the node. And I want to show you one little video that I just love this video. And Monique will explain it.
I'll explain it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, Wendy will explain it. Sorry.
Very good, very good. Okay, so this little chap down here, he's not one of my most motivated students. And Mum showed me, she gave this video to me because she went downstairs first thing in the morning, and there he was on roadmaps with his brother, showing his brother how to work roadmaps. Now this is like in the height of my throwing my hair around and thinking, how is this all going to work? He knew what he was doing. There is such a great sequence to this, and he was just there showing his kid brother. I mean, the motivation and the collaboration is kind of just there already.
Here's another note, and this is using another one of our tools, PDF Pal, a very simple PDF markup tool. The tools are down here at the bottom. A drawing tool, a text tool, a highlighting tool, and a color palette. So I'll pick a color here. Okay.
This was amazing. So me being the Brit I am, I had Hogwarts as a theme for my classroom, and I could continue that online. I could adapt it. I could make it my own. My kids relate to it. In fact, the Hedwig, the owl there, is there because one of my other little friends said, well, where's he gone? Because he was always up in our classroom. So, he had to be then on every slide that I did from then on, but it's inclusive. It's including them back into the classroom. This was the schedule that my parents chose. So you can lay this out however you want, but this is what they chose. They wanted a week. They wanted it structured. The red was my literacy, and that was Reading Street, and it was the curriculum used by the district. And I was really, really worried when they first said that I had to use their curriculum, but I could just plug it into roadmaps. It was so easy. And then I had math, and that was my Go Math. And again, that was the curriculum from the district. I could just plug it in. I also use Brain Ventures, but that's another story, and you'll hear about that later. My little Connor down the end there, he's one of these keep fit boys, and he's always bouncing around and doing things. And he said, Mrs. Skinner, everyone needs to see this video, So again, the children took ownership. That's why I had 100% participation, because they were still involved in my class and in celebrating our learning. So, yeah.
And this is your favorite one.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, people, please bear with me. Like, this was like the second or third week. The stress on my face is not, that is not like I didn't make that up. That is totally real. I was panicking, right? We were all in that mode. And how was I going to read a story to my kids? Because that's the sequence of events. And I got Screencastify, and I thought, well, that I can't bring that into roadmaps, but you can bring all of the URLs in. So I did this, and this one little kid had said to his mom, "Oh, it's great, Mum. It's just like having Mrs. Skinner in the classroom." I mean, you know, guys, that's just so awesome. And then the next day, I used that information, and they could read the story themselves. And then below, you can see I had set questions that I have to ask my kids, and they could respond by writing. They could respond by videos. The differentiation is all there, and it's all packaged up for us. The team were amazing as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Wendy. And I'll come back to the roadmap here. Here we go. Nicole. Uh-oh. Nicole? Uh-oh.
Hello.
Oh,
So,
there
like
she
I
is.
said, in the
Your
sorry,
internet is going on. No, go ahead.
Okay. Like I said briefly in my introduction, we were using the maps for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, but then after COVID, we started using the maps K2. And so I recorded a Loom video of myself teaching my K2 students how to navigate a roadmap and how to use our animation flipbook tool. And in my 3rd week of instruction, I had kindergartners animating predator-prey relationships for our science curriculum. And they just made the cutest little animations, which is another way for students to demonstrate their understanding of a concept. So here we have a little frog going after the little ladybugs on the lily pads. I had all sorts of like tigers going after gazelles and zebras and just all sorts of cute animations. So it's just another way to differentiate and allow your students to show what they know. Here's Spider-Man going after a spider. I mean, they're just adorable. So, and my kindergartners learn to do this on their own. They learn to import a picture, copy the pages, move their images so that they play like a stop motion animation. So you're getting some of those tech standards in there too.
Thank you. I can pretend I'm Dawn. This is Dawn's 2nd grade math class, and she talks about the fact that they're working collaboratively, and the tool enables you to put different kids together to work together, each on their own device. They can have their own device. Here they're actually working, looks like one. But what Dawn was saying is that the kids normally would just constantly be asking her this questions and the same questions over and over again. But what she found when she paired them up like this is that they answered their own questions. They solved their own problems. And she also mentioned that in half a year's time, that their achievement on the NWA math was as much as the last year's entire year, for the entire year of that class. So, and we have reading scores, gain scores, very, very high, NWEA. And then down here, we have review for M-STEP. This would be Denise Gallamore's class. And here is a roadmap that she was using in 5th grade to go over 3rd grade work in social studies to prepare the kids. And she was getting scores 60%, where the state average is 19. So this was a review that the kids would do on their own time, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and the teachers were actually creating these. So I'm going to stop. This gives you a sense of the range that you can use roadmaps for. I'm going to stop now, turn it over to my colleague, Monique. Now, Monique.
All right. So I believe, am I on there right? Yes.
Yeah.
I want to show you this because I heard there was a kindergarten teacher on here, and it was something new that we just put together the other day for Tri-County schools, and I think it's really important for you to see because what we've shown you so far, you're thinking, oh boy, this is a lot for my kindergartners, right? Well, just like Wendy's parents wanted that Monday through Friday schedule, this also gives that Monday through Friday schedule. There's a spot that you can have your class announcements in here so that they can, you can put a little video in there of yourself, or maybe you guys do the Pledge of Allegiance, or you have a pledge that you put in, and I'll show you my classroom and how we do that in a minute. But I wanted to show you this very simple map for a lower L child. Here's a class meeting code. You can put your URL to your meeting or anything else in there so that the students have one access point. They're not going to their email to get this and then going to Google Classroom to get this, and they have one access point here. If I click on this Monday, you'll see I'm clicking launch. This is in the teacher format also. In the student format, all of the instructions can be read to the students. So they just click on the little speaker button and it works. So here you can see we have, well, that's weird, that picture didn't show up, but that was a little picture of the reading book. But you can see this is a reading series that they already have. So if you already have that reading series, this will take you right to the work. And you can see that those pieces are already in there. So I don't know if you have those already or if you plan on using our curriculum, because ours is going to be great. And there's your Go Math. See how that all works? You have your practice in here. I just put some like extra things within here, a Get Epic, but I just wanted you to see how it can work very simply for little ones too. So we're going to go to a 5th grade schedule, and this is a 5th grade schedule. Wait a minute, here we are. I'm kidding. Here we go. So here is a sample schedule. As you can see, the class meeting code is also up in here, but notice there's this little Apple node. This little Apple node is actually something that you can use to hide things within your teacher platform, or the student platform. When you send it out to a student, if this box is checked, that Apple node goes in there, and the Apple node makes it so that students can't see it. I can put a message up here just using a blank node. And then that connection piece, I think, is going to be the most important thing when we come to the fall. It's going to be very difficult for us as teachers to create a classroom atmosphere, to really feel close to our students and understand how they're feeling if we are virtual. And we don't really even know at this point, right? Or if we end up having to go virtual after we've been there. But here was a daily check-in that I used as we were out of school in March. And this just really gives kids an opportunity to let me know how they're feeling that day, right? They can quickly pick when there's some vocabulary in there. I don't know as though I've ever heard any of my 3rd graders call themselves overwhelmed, but by the picture, they can figure those things out. And it just kind of gives them a way to express themselves, and then I know if I need to go back and really take a look at or make some personal phone calls to some of my students. Here are the morning announcements, just like in that very simple one. You can load announcements. And our music teacher used to make all the announcements. And we put our positivity project videos within here. I think I heard you guys say something about your PBIS person, right? Well, we created we put our positivity project videos within our announcements, so you can see there's Kid President. And as we're going through there's the announcements. You have your Haas Elementary pledge. Here's myself wishing children happy birthday because it was my spotlight for that day. And then we sing the little happy birthday song. There's my husband telling the joke of the day. and obviously he didn't think it was very funny, but it gives you that whole piece. And then the whole kid president explanation at the end, kind of giving them that, whoops, sorry, pulling that in there. So you can see how that can build community and still continue to push that social emotional learning that we know our kids need so much. So I'm going to click on the reading note here. We have kindergarten through 5th grade MESA units and in reading and writing. Here we set it up so that they have a learning target and that students do a live lesson. We have them built out so that you don't have to do the live lesson, but I mean, obviously that is probably what's best for the kids, but if they couldn't meet a live lesson, we do have those pieces built out. Here we have the success criteria, the responses, a response in writing. We have a class map. This is just a blank note telling them to read. And then these class maps, what it was is that they were supposed to, with a partner, discuss their ideas, how to become a strong reader. And these maps were interactive, or collaborative, I should say. So all of the students could collaborate on this one map, and we would see all these different ideas of how you can become a better reader. So it's really kind of a cool idea of that collaboration and allowing kids to add to things. And this doesn't tag the child, which is a great thing because it allows them to feel comfortable adding their questions or statements without judgment from their classmates. Here's a reading log. And within this reading log, kids will just put the book that they're reading, how many pages, just to keep that idea. And you guys know if you teach MESA, that's a big part of it, is being able to notice your patterns and teaching yourself how to become a better reader from your patterns. Here you can do intervention groups by doing some small guided reading groups. There's group A at 9:45 and group B at 10 o'clock. But you can see how this could be a very interactive classroom within or out of the school walls. So you can do it within or out. I'm going to show you real quick though this writer. Collaborify Writer is a pretty cool tool for the simple fact that all of the instructions can be read to the student and questions, right? So if I click on this node.
Think of something that you have improved in. It could be an activity, sport, skill, or hobby. What things did you do to get better?
So kids can type. But if you are a littler one and you have a really hard time with that, they can click this bottom button and photo video, take new photo or video, and hello, I could record myself by clicking this, and then when I click save, it would load on this page. But much in the same way that a child can send a verbal response, teachers can do that too. So how awesome will it be to provide a quick 30-second feedback or even less on something that a child has done that day to really make them feel like, gosh, you know, she really is paying attention to what I'm doing and cares. So we're going to go back to the main map. And in this main map, we have Eureka Math. Eureka Math is the same thing as Engage New York. And Engage New York and Eureka Math have many components to it, but it is customizable. Nicole, did you want to talk about the math? I think she did yesterday. Maybe not. So here we go. These red, oh, okay. It's not working.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, goes in and out, kiddo.
Bummer. So here is the fluency pieces that go along with the Engage New York. There are 3 fluency pieces, but let's say that you don't want to do the group counting. You can easily do that same thing with putting that Apple Note in there, right? And it just removes that from the list. You have a turn and talk. The turn and talk is an awesome way to do collaborative work. So students can actually be on a Zoom session, or they can be at home on their own. And when they're working with a partner and they want to do a turn and talk, right here, they can add a collaborator to their map and actually talk in voice over IP with another child or the teacher on the little telephone up here. So you can see Nicole just joined my map here. So I have 3 people on my map right now, myself, Elliot, and Nicole, and they can independently do things within my map too, but we could all click on this telephone and all 3 of us could be talking in voice over IP. We won't do that because you'll get an echo and it'll be weird sounding, but that's how it goes. You just click on it and you can be speaking back and forth that fast. Tell your kids, I'll meet you at 2 o'clock on the phone. They come in and you click on the phone, and that's how it works. When the concept development is the teacher part, but what I really like about this is that I think the kids could go through the fluency, maybe do a turn and talk, the application, trying these things out, getting to the problem set where they're actually trying these pieces. And notice there's times on here. We're not expecting a child to finish the whole problem set. We're expecting them to use 10 minutes of their time to work on it and then stop, because then there's the debrief. But this is the PDF PAL that Dr. Soloway was talking about. And the PDF PAL has the pencil, so you can draw on it. But I can change the color also, and maybe I want to put my name in that fun blue. Or I need to highlight text, and you can change the color on any of those tools. And one thing that, like I know my colleague Pooja, what she does is when she's working with students, she makes some of these activities collaborative so that students do them together, but maybe one is using red and one is using blue, or they choose a color or the teacher assigns a color, and that's what they use in the worksheet so you know who did what. So that's kind of a cool thing. And a PDF, PAL, in any PDF that you have can easily be uploaded into the PDF PAL. I mean, if it's a PDF, it's on your computer or your Google Drive, wherever, we can easily get it put in there. Or you can actually easily put it in there. Here's that live debrief, allowing for that live lesson again, or live debrief after the kids have went through their problem set, going through some of the problems that they went through, what kind of issues were they having, and kind of talking back and forth through that. You can see there is an exit ticket here, but in the exit ticket key, there's the little Apple Note. We have homework and a homework explanation, which this is like the best thing ever, because the homework explanation goes over the homework. So many of the kids go home and they don't have anyone to really go over the homework with them, or they don't understand the homework at all, where there are videos that actually go through the pages of homework, so there aren't those excuses of we didn't know what to do, or I didn't know what to do, or my parents couldn't help me. You have a video right here, and even if you watch this video and you copy what it says, you're getting more out of it than not doing anything. So I believe in that whole homework explanation. I think that's just an awesome thing that we have in our maps or resource. Here in the blue are various games or foundation videos, meaning if this really is difficult for a child, they can go back to the concepts maybe the grade before, and it will help them. Here's also some various topic A videos and practice from Khan Academy in here also. Notice all of these are teacher documents, keys, and teacher lesson plans, and all the pieces that you would need as a teacher, but they will not be visible to students on the roadmap. We have social study, we have K-5 built out in the Eureka Math or Engage New York, or whatever you want to call it. But if you have your own math series, like here, the Pearson, you just simply click add a node, that's a web resource node, and change the URL, and you put your URL in that goes to your math book. And as simple as that, it could send it right there. Here is our social.
You can put all your codes and passwords in the instructions so kids don't get confused, and it's, again, all in one place.
Oh, absolutely. That is a great point. So if you were using Get Epic for reading and you have your class code, or Freckle and you have your class code, all those class codes can go within the instructions, and then you don't have that problem of kids saying, well, I don't know how to get on there, because they do. Here we have social studies, and the social studies map, this is a quite involved one, but as a 5th grade teacher, I know a few of you had said that this is something that you could really use. This is a 2 to 3 week map, and it's about why the colonists were unhappy with British rule. And as you go through the map, you can see the French and Indian War. And when I open this up, you'll see it's in a writer, Collaborify Writer. But within Collaborify Writer, you can add YouTube videos, and the YouTube videos will play without ads. So when you click on it, it doesn't run that annoying ad at the beginning. Once in a while, you'll get that little tiny one that's at the bottom, but there really are no ads at the beginning, and it doesn't take the kids to YouTube, keeping it more of a safe environment for them. Here are the questions and responses, and just like I had said before, kids can type in answers. They can click the plus on the bottom, add that photo video, and take that new photo or video. So maybe you just want them to take a picture of something that they did, or something showing you that they had done their work. They can also do it that way. So it doesn't have to be all like completely done on screen. They could do it on paper and then take a picture. I'm going to erase these real quick. Notice how those are super easy. You just click the garbage can and it erases them. I'm going to go back to our main map, or our social studies map, and you can see how these all link together here in the middle, going to an important dates chart. And this important dates chart is where the students will, after going to each node, add specific dates, and then the culminating activity would be this artifact of a timeline project. So the kids actually will use all the information that they gathered to create a timeline. And this is just an example of a piece of the timeline that could be built. So coming back, well, you can also see here, this is a big thing actually, that whole idea of the Michigan Open Book. The Michigan Open Book is cut into specific sections. Only the section that you need will be within the roadmap. So I don't know if you're familiar with Michigan Open Book, but it's kind of cumbersome, just because you have to go to the site, and then you have to click whether or not you did the survey, and then you have to get the download and all that kind of stuff. But here, we've already downloaded them, cut them up, put them where they're supposed to be so that they're in the sequence of instruction, so it makes sense, right? Here is another way to get reading in. But that whole Get Epic, like we were saying before, you can put your code, your class code for Get Epic, but this will take you directly to a collection of books that a teacher had created for this section of learning. So it's a way to get kids reading about things that you're learning about in social studies. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our main map. Notice every time I go back to our main map, I go one browser to the left, and that's how you can always get back to the previous map. Here we have exploratory. This is going to be really important, and Nicole is here to, oh no, she can't probably explain it. So here is the launch button. And within this launch button, there are 5 exploratory teachers. So Nicole was one of those in technology, Billy another in our STEM, and what they did is they worked together as a team of collaborators, teacher collaborators, not student, right? But thinking of it in a different way, where all of them came together to make this one easy place for students to come and get their maps. So here up in the corner, again, you just click that add collaborator and you can add a person on your map. I'll add my husband. And you can see down here, it'll say they're now a collaborator. And so the whole idea is that he could get in here and he could add things to the technology class. He could add things to the art. But Billy and Nicole tutored their teachers in the gym, music and art teachers, and it only took a couple hours and they were flying. Then they made a copy of this map, made a copy for 7 weeks. Notice that it says week 2 up here. They made it for 7 weeks and then just filled in what they needed for those 7 weeks, and it was done. And they had amazing participation, as you could see those samples that Dr. Soloway showed earlier. And here is, we can look at a music one, just so you guys can see kind of how they set it up. They set it up for like a 30-minute lesson. And all the teachers created like little videos just by using their phone. And so you can see that is the teacher, and she's kind of playing her little ukulele, and it's really kind of funny for kids to get that look into, you know, where a teacher lives, what do they do when they're at home, all that kind of fun thing. But it kind of helps build that, well, it does help build that community. And here are some games and Chrome Music Maker. And going back to our main map, we have science, and we use ML, PBL, MSU, Create for STEM Science. And I can't say enough good about it. I absolutely love it. I think that inquiry-based teaching is extremely important for students, and I think that it could be done remotely. Look at them. They're messing with my map when I'm on. Yeah. You see that? My mouse is over here, and that stuff's moving around. It's because when you are collaborators, you can work together, right? So they can do things within the same map, and it really works well. Win time. Everybody needs win time, right? All kids need that what I need time, that intervention. How are we going to provide that in a virtual environment? We have the answer. So here, one node, right? After win time, or we could just name it, you know, what I need time, or I think some people call it pie time. But Miss Baxter's reading group is in here, the Title I reading group. Of course, we wouldn't call it Title I. We'd just say Miss Baxter, Mrs. Bowles, or if we could have a specific icon for the lower L kids, right? Maybe there's a specific icon that Miss Baxter is. And they can click on those icons to go to the group that they need to at that specific time that they're supposed to be there. So these were set up to be at 2 o'clock. So if I click on Miss Mullins, her students would come and they would see, first of all, that her office hours are from Tuesday to Thursday. And if I click on that node, you can see that it's just as simple as changing this URL. If we clicked on that, we would go to Pooja's meeting room. But that's exactly what it is. You just click on this change URL, you type a different URL in, the one that goes to your meeting code, and you have it. And so we are going to go back, and I know that I have just talked your ear off. What kinds of questions do you have for us?
And I have this is being recorded, so I can, Lance, I can send it out to you so you can go back through it. But we can go through this a little slower, and we have some roadmaps that you folks could work through to learn about roadmaps. But we did go through a lot today. but questions?
Understandable. It's impressive software. We're, you know, kind of taking it all in over here, but we certainly appreciate you walking more than not enough. Any staff that has questions on anything or wonderings or?
For example, you know, we do have this curricula, you know, grades, well, K-5, all 4 subjects. I mean, you're welcome to use it. It's just, oh, you're going to show that. That's how you create, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's super easy to delete things, or you can create things very simply by clicking this plus at the bottom. And these are all the different apps that are available.
Monique?
Yes.
I'm thinking, what if we show them a student's version just to show them how easily students can be organized with it by clicking the complete?
Well, we did say 2:45 is the only problem. Do you guys got 5 more minutes? Is that okay? Lauren, Betsy, I'm just...
We're good on my end here.
Okay, thank you.
If anyone online needs to leave, feel free.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you want.
It's a great idea.
While she's looking for that, I wanted to add that these pieces of curricula that our entire whole year great curricula are engaging, they're standards based, they are best practice.
So you noticed up here at the 3 dots in the corner, when I clicked on the 3 dots in the corner as a teacher, it says student link. When I click on that, I generated a student link. This student link can be put in a Google Classroom, an email, a text message, anything that will link, you know, go to the internet, and it will take you to the internet. So I copied that link, and I'm going to just open a new window and put that URL in there and click go. And then it's going to take me to a student roadmap of the exact same thing we were looking at. But this will be in the student form so that you can see how the instructions can be read to the students and how they can actually click the complete button, showing that visual pathway of, yeah, it actually is completed.
Because we know a lot of those lower L, but even upper L students don't always have the organizational skills, and that's one of the powerful things about Roadmap. It can really help them. It really scaffolds it for them. It shows them where they've been, where they still need to complete, and really give them a full idea of what they have to do today.
It does look a little different from the teacher platform, and here are the instructions. The instructions can be read to the students, so you just click on the speaker.
Click launch, then do the nodes.
Kids wouldn't know what the nodes are, but these kids knew because they've been doing it. Here's click launch activity. You can see the little activity here, and it'll take you to the music, just like we saw before, but this is in the student platform. If I go back and click complete, it closes the window that you were on so that you don't have all your tabs open. But not only does it close the window, but it also gives that visual representation that, yep, I completed my stuff. And it would be the same within the map. So if I click on this map and I launch the activity, and then I go into this writer node and I see the message from the teacher. That whole idea of after watching it, you go to the browser to the left, and then I click launch and it closes my tab for me and makes the check mark. And I better uncheck these, because if not, then next time somebody comes in here and tries to present it, it's going to be all checked up.
Thank you, Monique.
Sorry, and then for you as the teacher, it gives you an idea of where each of your students is at.
And there is more functionality on the left-hand side. You can watch what the kids are doing. You can send them roadmaps. But again, there's more functionality in the tool, and we'll take a little more time to go through it. But know that you can see exactly what your kids are doing. So, any questions? I do want to. I know it came a lot fast.
Yep.
Any questions from any of you guys? So the question on our end, Marnie had asked regarding activities. She had asked if there's a library of activities. So can you just kind of go back and explain how you are connected with certain curriculum, so we could pull from those sources versus making our own things?
Right.
Right. We have K-5 for ELA, right? MESA units, all the MESA units, reading and writing, social studies, the Engage New York math, and science 3-5. Currently, we are working on K2 soon. They're sending us like the plans, and they'll be done by fall. They'll be done before you're ready for them, I promise. So we have everything that you need. We do have like a roadmap of lots of different resources that we used, if that's kind of what you're talking about, different resources for games and activities that you can add to things. I think that might have been what she was speaking of. And we have a big list of those also. And I don't know, what curriculum are you using currently, and are there online components to it?
It sounds like, and I'm relatively new in this building, so anyone can jump in and correct me. Sounds like the big difference would be our math with the Envisions.
Oh, well, I use Envisions too. So I just have it in with the Pearson link. Yeah. You saw that earlier with the Pearson link. And so what happens when a kid clicks on it and they've already been logged into their computer, it's a Google link, and you just click on it and it goes right to that page, just like it did when I clicked on the Reading Street app. It just takes them right to their assignments. Mm-hmm.
Because we're doing Battle Creek. Yeah, science, we use Battle Creek science kits right now. And you mentioned Next Generation and GSS?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we have, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tri-County uses Battle Creek too. Interesting.
Right. So I wouldn't be surprised if a few teachers start building them out in Battle Creek.
Yep, we can help you organize that, and it wouldn't be that difficult. I mean, no. You could do it. You can stay ahead of the kids. So you could create the roadmaps. Otherwise, you'd use the NGSS ones that we have.
You'd only need one per grade, one per grade level, one teacher per grade level, or they can collaborate and work
Right.
together.
Right.
That's the whole great thing about it is it would be crazy for if you have 3 first grade teachers, if they create their own, it's best just to do one and all of them work together on that one.
And work with the Tri-County folks. I mean, if they want to stick with it, yeah, you could organize that. That wouldn't be a big deal. We talk to Julie Scott all the time.
Yeah. Emailed her a few minutes ago.
Yeah. So I think I think I said it, but I'll send it again. There's a sheet that describes all the curricula, and I'll send that by. And we have a sheet that describes the PD, the process that we go through. But basically, we have more of these, but we have some very detailed roadmaps that each teacher would go through, and that would teach them about roadmaps. And then we'd have more of these kind of discussions. What'd you learn? What were the problems? And then during the school year, we would have coaching sessions and email hotline because you got a problem, something like that.
And Elliot, remind me, I think in our previous conversation, you even mentioned some tools for teaching parents how to use it and how to help their kids.
Yep. And we have tools for the kids so that they would go through some roadmaps to teach them about roadmaps. So, yeah, we would help you with the parent night, and we would come, probably be Zoom or something. So, and we have some roadmaps for parents. So I think, go back, think about it. We have a survey, and should we send it out? We'll send out a survey. I don't have your guys' emails, so let's just send it to Lance, and then you'll send it out.
Yep, I can share it with the group.
Okay, and then then we can take a look at what folks say, and then let's talk. Today's Thursday. Let's talk early next week, because the PD is starting to fill up the calendar. So if you guys want to do this, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, we certainly appreciate all your time and help showing us this and letting our teachers kind of figure out what it's all about. If any of my folks want to chat afterwards, I did update the link in your Google invite if you wanted to jump on to Zoom. But certainly appreciate the time today.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have a good conversation, folks. Thank you, team. See you guys tonight at 8.
Thank you. See you
Another one
later.
tonight. Thanks, folks. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.